It's that time of year again. Eggnog flows, turkey is consumed, and gifts are exchanged. The world of ufology and space has its festive side too. So let's take a look at a couple of Christmas-related stories to get you in that Yule-time mood. As a distant war was intensifying and the city of New Orleans was slowly recovering from the devastation caused by a hurricane 10 days before Christmas 1965, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration got an early holiday gift. Astronauts Walter M. Wally Schirra Jr. and Thomas P. Stafford aboard the Gemini 6 rendezvoused in space with Gemini 7, piloted by Frank Borman and Jim Lovell. Let's take a look at their story and how it ties to Christmas.
Merry Christmas! Ho, 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 ho.
Welcome to IF, videos on mystery and history. Hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you never miss a video again. The Gemini 6 rocket had been sent into orbit several days after Gemini 7. Schirra and Stafford maneuvered the capsule to within a few feet of their sister ship for the first historic pre-arranged meeting in space. Schirra, the capsule's main pilot, eased his craft away and the crew settled in for a short nap. The maneuver showed the most exacting pilot moves and computer control of a space vehicle that had been attempted. Its success showed those at mission control that it could link two vehicles in space. Just before Stafford and Schirra followed the planned schedule and needed to re-enter Earth's atmosphere on December the 16th, the pair reported that they had sighted some sort of UFO. Schirra recounted the movement when Stafford contacted mission control in Schirra's space diary. He wrote, "We have an object. Looks like a satellite going from north to south, probably in a polar orbit. Looks like he might be going to re-enter soon. You might let me pick up that thing. I see a command module and 8 smaller modules in front. The pilot of the command module is wearing a red suit." This is when ground control heard the both familiar and otherworldly melody of Jingle Bells, played on a harmonica backed by what else but miniature sleigh bells. Today, that harmonica, a tiny 4-hole 8-note little lady model made by Honor, along with the 5 small bells, the kind that might be found on Santa's sleigh, can be found on display in a gallery on the 2nd floor of the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum. The quirky artifacts which Schirra and Stafford donated in 1967. These also included a display of the personal items these astronauts had taken with them into space, along with such standard issue gear as long underwear and survival knives. According to curator Margaret A. Wittenkamp, the harmonica and bells were the first musical instruments ever played in space, making Jingle Bells the first song to have ever been played in space. Live music from space represented a giant leap for the performing arts, not to mention Santa's public relations. Well, that is if ET doesn't also celebrate Christmas. In the early days of space exploration, there wasn't much room for personal items, though each astronaut was permitted to take a handful of their most valuable trinkets. Most commonly, these consisted of small souvenirs that astronauts wanted to bring back as presents. I think people are fascinated by the detail and textures of what people have taken into space, Wittenkamp said. We want to remind the public that these cramped quarters were the workplaces of these men. They wanted to personalize their workplace, just as others personalize their offices and cubicles. This reminds me of Yondo and his collection in the Guardians movie. Music was not new to space. Mission Control had routinely played recorded songs to wake up astronauts. The Santa Claus plot had been put together weeks before the Gemini 6 mission. Stafford recalled, Wally came up with the idea. He could play the harmonica and we practiced 2 or 3 times before we took off. But of course, we didn't tell the guys on the ground. We never considered singing since I couldn't carry a tune in a bushel basket. I could hear the voices at Mission Control getting tense, Stafford adds, when I talked about sighting something else up there with us. Then, after we finished the song, Mission Control's Elliot C. relaxed and just said, "You're too much." Another Christmas story begins on Christmas Eve and brought some celestial magic to hundreds of people across Germany. Witnesses reported seeing between 1 and 3 glowing orbs in the night sky. These orbs had tails described as white, red or green, depending on the location of the person who was observing them. These witnesses were convinced they were seeing a UFO. Well, given the time of year and colour scheme, was it Santa and his sleigh? The mysterious object's identity did however come to light from the compiling of eyewitness reports. What they saw was something a little less festive than Santa's sleigh. The large object they had spotted broke into several smaller pieces, each with its own tail streaking out into an individual arc across the sky. This pattern is something that is seen when objects are re-entering Earth's atmosphere from orbit, the tails coming from them burning up as they cut through the atmosphere. First suggestions from experts said that they'd seen either a meteorite or orbital debris, space junk. These strange lights, however, were eventually identified as pieces of spaceflight history. A Soyuz rocket. The Royal Observatory of Belgium issued a statement saying the following: the fireball observed above Belgium, the Netherlands, France and Germany on December 24th around 1700 hours was the re-entry of the third stage of the Soyuz rocket that transported the Dutch astronaut André Kuipers to the International Space Station. Or could they be covering for the guy in red, keeping his secret, providing an alternate explanation so Santa could deliver his gifts on time? UFO sightings over the Christmas period usually rise, so get in on the action and watch the skies. Who knows, we might spot a guy in a red suit. And before I go, let me say a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you all. Thank you so much for your support during 2018. It's been a great year and I am happy to have had a chance to get to know a few of you. I am looking forward to 2019 and I hope I will make many more friends here on the channel. Enjoy your holidays, and for maybe the last time of 2018, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy what we do here on the channel, hit that subscribe button, like and share. You can catch the latest by searching We Are If. Thanks so much for watching. Merry Christmas. See you next time.